That intro. That's pretty cool. Well, hello, beautiful souls. How are we
Hello,
today?
beautiful souls. How are y'all today?
So, today is about the beautiful of like how to heal old patterns. We were talking about old patterns last week, and now it's more of like now that you're aware of it, how do we heal it? So, any inputs on that, Sandy?
First, are we aware of it? Do we know how to identify our old patterns? That's the first question, right? At least for me, I'm always seeing what my old patterns are. They can be good or bad, right? So unless I know what they are, then I can start healing. So how do we identify those? So for me, I would say if that keeps repeating and the results keep repeating the same way and it's not shifting or changing, and that's when I know that something is not right. So that's when I start saying, how can I make that shift happen? For example, there has been many times where I would repeat the same thing, and the results would be the same, right? If it could it be dieting, could it be anything for all of us? It's we all have that place we go to where we don't want to. So for me, I have a sweet tooth. I developed the sweet tooth after I had my second child. I said, and every time I would say, okay, you know what, I'm not going to have that sweet tooth. I'm going to be more careful about my control over eating sweets. But it never happened. I just kept doing it because it was a comfort place for me to go. But then it's come to a point where I don't like it anymore. So that's when I identified that. Why am I lethargic or why am I feeling fatigued? So I'm giving a very basic example, right? So it could be even deeper. So that I realized, and now I'm trying to work towards that, heal from that old pattern of going back to that space, that comfort place where I would go and fall for that sweets again. If I see anything like a cookie, I'm like, oh my God, Cookie Monster. I want to get a hold of it. But believe me, I tried it once. It actually works, Denise. I tried it once. So I work at a place where there's a lot of food, which is great. But then I said this whole week, I'm going to look at it and I'm going to go close to it and say, I don't need it. I don't need this. I don't need this. I went a whole week without touching any kind of sugary stuff. So you can heal from the whole pattern. It's just the choice that you make, is what I'm trying to. It's a choice that we make. And please do not stay in that rut, is what I would say. Do not, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. That's what I learned from this simple experiment that I did for myself. That whole week when I went there, I looked at the cookies. I'm not even kidding. I say, I don't need you, you don't need me. We're
We don't need
leaving. We're parting ways. We're parting ways. This is exactly what I said. We're
We're
parting
breaking
ways.
up.
I don't
That's it.
we're breaking up. We're breaking up. And I'm better off. It's not like I'm missing something in life. I love you to pieces, but please go serve somebody else. Not me. And people who saw me around were thinking I was crazy, but I am a visualizer. So that's what I would say. Heal from it. It's so you can do it. You can. We have that inside us.
I I agree, of course. I completely agree. And I feel like the part that people miss is to be able to, after you're aware of it, of course, the way to heal it is to make a choice. And I feel like the people that make the choice of like, I'm done, is when they get to a place so horrible that they're like,
Mhm.
I can't do this no more. I'm done. I have to change. And then something switches in their brain that all of a sudden that's it. That's the ultimatum. It's do this or die in a way for them,
Yeah.
for their identity. But at the end, what that shift in that mind was is that they literally just they chose it. They chose I am done with this. So
Yes.
for me, like I've had multiple of stages that I've been depressed, and I joke around a lot. I joke around so much, and when I went through the whole postpartum depression, what
Mhm.
really like helped me shift it was I said, okay, I'm done with this. Like I'm genuinely done.
Oh, so you just said it and the click happened?
I'm done with postpartum depression. I don't want this. I don't care for it. I'm changing this.
Wow.
And from there, I literally looked at my husband. I was like, I need help because I can't do this by myself. So how are we going to do this? So then going to the doctors, getting medicine. Then from there was like, no, this is not for me. And figuring out how I was going to change it. But I made the choice. When I made the choice, it was no longer, oh, Denise is like in bed. Oh, Denise, like, the kids,
Mhm.
because the energy was different. I was tired and exhausted of being depressed and exhausted and overwhelmed and these negative thoughts constantly coming into my head. And I understand that it's a chemical balance, but at the end, everything that you do is a choice. So if you choose to stay in the same spot, then it's a choice. And it's okay. If it works for you, then it works for you.
Hey, pain happens, suffering is a choice. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you brought a really great point right here, Denise. I really like that. What you said was, as I was listening to you, and I'm sure this is for we all can relate to this. You just first you said this is it and I'm going to shift, right? But you didn't stop there. You tried so many different methods. So it's okay to give yourself that credibility, like, okay, I'll try something, but I'm also willing to try different things, right? So, and also appreciation towards yourself. Be kind to you first, right? Appreciation is so important. And you are grateful that you had this experience, but you know how to come out of it as well. So that is where that shift happens. It's not overnight,
Yeah.
and we should not beat ourselves. That's what I've learned from my life experiences. I should not beat myself up for everything. Learn to adapt to different modalities that will help you bring. Ultimately, like you said, it's our choice. We make that choice. First of all, it all starts from, remember those 4 points I told last time: awareness, acceptability. First of all, accepting that you have this issue, or we all have this, and then awareness, acceptance, and then what am I going to do with this, and take action, massive action. These are the 4 things that boils down to any life changes that you want to make, or anything that you want to do in life. These are the 4 baselines, right? And again, I learned it from Grandmaster Chilcoxley Foundation, so I'm very grateful. I have to say that every single time because it's not coming from me. Everything I learned is coming from there. So that has changed my. So when I started going into the pranic healing path, the healing path, that's when I came to know there is suffering is a choice and pain can happen, but suffering is a choice. That's where I started learning that. Before that, I did not know all of this. I was not this. That's why you asked, what gives us the authority? Because I fell way too many times and I did not know how to get up. I would stay down there. And I'm sure so many of us can relate to this. But when people come out like you and me are out here talking about our own experiences and being vulnerable and saying what we went through, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this, is what I say.
Yeah.
And
There's
for
a
me, it's an awakening.
there's a lot of pain and people are going through a lot of things, but only because something is happening to you, it doesn't mean that you have to continuously just keep holding on to it.
Hmm. No.
So for me, like after I had my children, and of course after I like started getting more in tune with myself and more connected with myself, like anything that happens now, honestly, anything that happens, I'm like, thank you for it,
That's
because
pretty powerful. That's pretty powerful.
it's a choice of either you go down the loophole and stay there, not be able to solve the problem and just stay stuck, or say thank you to it because at the end everything is a learning lesson to me. What is this trying to teach me? And then from there, figure it out.
But you are not always like this. Am I
I
right?
was
This
not.
happened. You were
It,
not always. So where did that shift happen? That's what I want. That's what I want to know. Like,
the
when did
shift
you decide
happened. I think that after I had my children, a lot of shift happened because I had to let a lot of things die.
that? Hmm.
Between the identity of who I was before to who I am now, there was a lot of shift
Hmm.
because it was no longer just me. It was no longer my husband. It was no longer, you know, just my immediate family. Now it started growing because I have two children. They had needs. And I'm also not letting myself go. But now I had to create this new Denise that is going to be able to handle children. And children be testing you every single day.
Oh,
Guess what
tell
I'm
me
doing
about it.
today? They're like, guess what? I'm jumping on stuff, on like on top of stuff and throwing my stuff myself from there. So it's every day you don't know what's going to happen. But that's like, I think when we become like, as soon as something happens to us, we hold on so tight of like, oh, we need to protect ourselves. Oh, we need to protect ourselves, and we forget to like explore life like little kids. You know how kids don't, they have no like danger. They're completely curious, like
Complete.
curious, and then just be like, oh, danger doesn't exist. It
Daisy
doesn't.
doesn't exist. Yeah. And then you, mom, you had to come and remind us of that. Okay, maybe they just.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
where did we lose that playfulness that we have that we were a child? Where did we lose that?
Mm.
And I know people be like, oh, you have, there's certain space and certain time. Yeah, sure, there's certain space and certain time, but the kid still chooses to be happy. Like my children, constantly happy. It's a choice that they do because at the end they're like, why be miserable? Okay, if they
Why?
get to be happy, why can't I be happy?
Yeah. I mean, we all have a inner child, and we all choose to bury it for a while because of responsibilities. And, we all have responsibilities. But there's no saying that you can still be happy. You can still be a grateful person with all the responsibilities on top of that. Nobody is twisting our arm to not be happy. We do it to ourselves. That's why I said, you know, our body can heal itself. That is the pranic healing methodology. Body can heal itself, right? And but the body can also sabotage itself. We don't need any external help. We can do it, totally do it. So when you can do that, why not feel and just say, okay, this happened to me. People can say, oh, it's easy said than done for you because you're in this path. No, why did we come to this path? Is because we've been there. That's why we are here today talking about it, right? If everything was peachy and green, we would not be doing this. Oh my God, my life is fabulous. I don't need to talk to anybody.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, but that's nice. But that'll get boring very soon. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure. Right?
yeah.
We need drama. We need drama. Master Stephen Cole, my master, he says he puts it in a very funny way. He says, if I were to watch if I need drama in my life, I'll go watch movies. I don't need drama in life. That's what he says. We can go watch a drama or a movie, right? There's plenty of drama there. But at the same time, like, yeah, we are still learning. We are still not there yet. So uh just be human. My concept is just be human, be humble, be grateful to the universe because universe is my CEO, my CFO. I always say that, my FBI too. Watching over me, making sure that go the
You
right
what you need to do it.
you're good. Oh, I'm watching you. Otherwise, you're gonna be locked up. You need to do good things in life. So all of that. So I'm very grateful. I'm really grateful. And I'm not saying everybody should follow the same modality. Do what works for you. For some people, then we did go back. Healing need not be just one form of, path. It can be healing can be through meditation. Healing can be through service. Just break those patterns. You have to make a choice today. Break those patterns. There's no need to. We're very strong about this, you and I. We talk a lot about this.
Yeah.
Very strong about it because it's such a, it's called, you feel liberated when you do that. You feel very liberated. Enough is enough
Yeah.
is liberation.
Yeah.
Enough is enough is liberation. I am enough is just the awareness of everything, right? So
Yeah.
just switch that enough is enough awareness and just run with it, is what I would say. That's what my today's message is.
So if you had to like put everything on like highlight, like what is it that you would say? Like if you have to put it in like a quick note, how do you heal?
Mhm.
Go ahead.
How do you heal? Break the old patterns. How do you break the old patterns? I'm going to go backwards. Break the old patterns. How do you break the old patterns? First, identify them. Don't overwhelm yourself. Identify at least the one pattern to begin with, just one thing. I want to stop this habit today. Identify that. Start from there. Okay. Any habit, it could be anything that you are done and tired of. I found one of mine today, just today, just talking to somebody. I was out today. Remember, I came dashing into the door for this. Oh, we're recording. We're live. Sorry, guys.
It's good.
I came dashing into the door. I'm like, Denise, hold on. I'm here. But I found out something. Within that few half an hour of my time, I found out my old pattern. I'm going to stop that today. They say you can pray, you can preach, but you have to practice. I am practicing it, Denise, and I am preaching it because I am going to practice today, starting today. So identify it. Yay! Identify it and be aware that, and do not go on a denial, is what I would say. Don't deny it. It happened, whatever has happened, identify it, just decide to end it. Enough is enough. You said it nicely. Enough is enough. End it. And then start with a new chapter and start healing. Healing is the best way. Meditation, service, whatever would lead towards releasing that old pattern, do it, is what I would say.
Yeah,
Because we are not here to say what is right and wrong. That we have no authority for that. What is right for you, do that. That's what I would say.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
My keynotes out of this, because there's depending on what the pattern is, it depends on how to attack it. But to me, it all starts with getting to know yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Actually be able to sit with yourself. And rather than blame your story, blame your circumstances, blame outside everything, see what are the decisions that you're making in your every single day life. And you don't have to change everything all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Not at
No,
all. Just choose one. And for
that's right.
those that like are constantly like overwhelmed, depressed, or they're just like they don't know what direction to go and they feel like they've been trying everything in their life and nothing seems like is good enough for them. The first thing that I would say is look at the conversations that you're constantly having with
With
yourself.
yourself. Yes. Very true. Very
See
true.
how you're talking to yourself and start realizing whose voice that is. Whose
Absolutely.
voice is it because it's not yours?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then start communicating with yourself as a friend, not an enemy. Because I don't know why people are the biggest critic of
Mhm.
themselves, but they're never a friend. Ever.
Yeah. And you can be a critic, but you also want to know how to fix that. Otherwise, you just keep criticizing yourself and going down the rabbit hole. One other thing I would say works for me, and also I've heard this work for many other people, is find that pattern and start writing. When you write, you're not overthinking it. It's from your cognitive, from your brain. It goes down into paper, pen and paper, and you're actually writing it. You're seeing it. The more you see it, you know what actions to take. So for me, it's a visualizing everything, right? So I write down, and then I write down, say, for example, the old pattern, and then what are the pain that has caused me. It's okay to write that down, pour it down on paper. Pen and paper is the old methodology of releasing all that tension. So write it down, write, and then read it. Then burn it, burn the ashes to the universe. That's it. Burn it. And then just blow it out in the universe and say, please, I'm releasing this to you. And I do this a lot. I'm a huge believer of that. release it to the universe and say, thank you for what you lessons you've taught me, but here I'm releasing all this back to you. Right? That's another great way to find and execute and also extinguish that old pattern.
Yeah,
I mean, it is very liberating. I would highly recommend everybody to try it. I tried it for
I've
many
tried.
different ways. Do
I
you
would
do it too?
I would say that when I the decision that I made when I was like it through the postpartum depression, I was like, I'm done. I actually wrote a death letter to my old, like a goodbye death letter to my old identity. And I poured
Mm,
my soul into it of how
mm,
much I miss her, but I need to grow up, all of these things. And from there, I burned it and released everything and said bye because sometimes it's almost like a form of mourning. Something has to change and die for something new to be
mhm,
created. So it's
mhm,
how do you release it? How do you let it go? How do you stop it and end it for it to
mhm.
make another different pattern? And it doesn't have to, once again, there's multiple ways to do this,
Yeah,
but you have to figure out your way. But the only way for you to figure it out is by even taking a chance and starting.
yeah. Multiple ways. There are so many ways to do it, but it has to start with I can and I will. I am going to. This is the new me, but it has to come from the determination of I can, I will. Once you decide that, I think the ways will automatically appear in front of you. The path will be laid out for that, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's the willingness to break that. So, yeah, I mean, this is a great topic. I think we should keep continuing on this. I love this topic
I love
because
this topic.
just from last week to this week, I found something that I can break,
I love that.
right? So, which is great, which is a great actually in itself. I'm a living example and a proof that it's working. Yeah, these conversations are actually working because it all starts from within. We need change too. No, we're no martyrs. We are just very two basic human beings talking here who needs to also be practicing this. So yeah. So I mean, I'm very grateful for this platform always, and I'm very grateful that we're even doing this. And yeah,
And that's how everything changed by changing the energy of like, I hate doing this to, you know what, I'm grateful to be able to do it and I'm excited to continue doing it. Yeah.
yes, I am too. I am too. And yeah, please join us. Yeah, be excited with us. You know,
Yes, and I would love to hear because this is yes, it's a conversation between me and Sandy, but we want to really create a community where we start addressing what even questions that you have, even self-doubt, even like if you have any form of like, you know what, I don't know why I feel the way I feel. I can't even put a name of how I feel. Let's
mhm.
talk about it. Let's dive
Yeah,
into it. We don't want to do this by ourselves. We want to do this with everybody else. So,
yeah, we want to build this community, you know. We want to build this community and very basic, very simple, no fancy. Just looking at us, you can tell by now we're very, very down to earth and very simple people who are trying to just communicate and help each other out. It's not help you because we are not authorized to help somebody else, but we're helping ourselves here more than anything else, I think. So please join us and we can do this together, is what I would say.
yes. So, if you know somebody that needs this, be like, here, share. Like, hey, I'm trying to say something to you. It's okay.
Yeah.
um, and yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see.
You
Well,
want to listen to me? You want to listen to me? Listen to these two ladies and
listen to
maybe
these
that'll
two you
help.
don't know. You might listen to them better. Um,
You're
but
right.
I don't know if we're gonna do it next week. I'm about 99% sure that we won't do it next week. But the week after that, I do know that we are. But I think we will continue this conversation. And if you guys feel like it's a little bit too serious, let us know. We'll just break it up with a little bit of jokesy here, and let you know like what is it that we like, so you guys know who we are more. Or if you have a question, then just ask us, and we'll dive into that. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. We're open to suggestions and ideas. That's how we grow.
beautiful. Well, thank you for
Beautiful.
taking your time, and we'll see you in, well, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Bye, beautiful souls. Take care.
Bye.